Hi everybody, and welcome to video 3 in our fall foliage series. Now we left off, we had made our book or folio or whatever you want to call it, and we had covered and cut the window in the first envelope. We started on the cover, so we can set this aside for right now. Now I went ahead and papered and cut the window out of the second envelope because I figured you just saw me do this one, so there was no reason for you to have to watch me do this one. And the thing I noticed afterwards, after I put the paper on, is that these leaves are the same, they're just in different colors. I didn't even realize that when I picked out the paper. I'm talking a little quiet because it's 2:15 in the morning, and so I I don't want to wake my neighbors up. They probably wouldn't wake up to just a speaking voice anyway. If they did, then that's apartment life, I guess, if you're just talking in a normal tone of voice and they wake up. So what we need to do next is we need to put the acetate in both windows. Remember, this is our cover piece. I selected this piece for the insides of both windows. It is one of the pieces that had the stripes on it, and I just cut that part off, and then we can use the rest. There was no reason to, toss the whole thing. Even the ones that were book pages that I cut half off and used the good half, and then I saved the part with the stripes. I think I said I threw them away, but I didn't. And then I figured we could use, if there are images on this half, we could use that. And so there was no reason to waste it, even though I had to print it again. So these are our back papers. We have to remember to put the two envelopes together before we paper the back of this one. And we need to remember to put our magnet on here and our magnet on here. Okay, everybody with me on the plan? All right. So let's move this out of the way. And I've got this piece of acetate that's a scrap, and it looks to me like it should cover both windows. So the width has to be adjusted just a little bit. Oh no, it doesn't. So we don't have to cut the width at all. All we have to do is cut the height. I'm very nervous with Sharpie markers around my work. And then we should be able to use this one as is and just stick it in here. You have to kind of check these corners, the pressure of the... Now that figures, it's 2:15 in the morning. Must be Temu. And then that one will fit right in there. So all we have to do is glue them in. She says confidently. Now I did redo my glue. I filled it. I put a little bit of acetone in there, and then I filled it the rest of the way with fresh Fabri-Tac, and then that mixed it by pouring it together mostly. There was still a little bit of acetone hanging around on the top, so I did have to kind of mix it a little bit. So if you're going to do that, make sure that you get all of the acetone mixed in with the glue. Otherwise, the first time you go to squirt it, you're going to squirt acetone all over whatever it is you're doing. But it's coming out nicely now. So I've been up since 11:30 last night. Probably tell by my voice. I don't do a whole lot of sleeping. I do sleep on and off a couple times during the day. Now I'm going to slide this in here and it might go off camera a little bit. Okay. Oh, and I inked around the windows. Very important. So there's that one so far. I wonder if this is... No, it's not worth cutting off. It's not a big enough piece to bother with. Let's make sure this isn't... Yeah, see, that was stuck too. This paper's so thin, the pressure of going through the Big Shot will stick the papers together sometimes, and then you run into trouble when you think you've got a pocket and everything's all stuck together. Alright, let's see if I can do this where I can see what I'm doing. Whoops is not a good word to hear when you're doing glue and acetate, especially Fabri-Tac. Now technically the Fabri-Tac should eat through the acetate or melt it, but by some miracle of magic, it doesn't appear to do that. Come on. Okay. Get all these little fuzzies. It's a little staticky. This acetate that I use is overhead projector plastic that you write on with the dry erase markers, and it comes between each piece, has a piece of tissue paper between it, and when you take the tissue paper off it makes it very staticky. So I'm so glad they did that for me. Now before we do the backs, we have to put the envelopes together. So we can do this like this and flip it over. Now we need to decide, do we want it up, down, center? What do we want? Put it in the center. I think I want it down so that you see the other window. Or do I want it up so that the window is a surprise? Does this look better? That almost looks better because of the color across the bottom. Alright, let me look at it one more time. What about in the center? The center's not bad. No, I don't like the way that's going to catch on there. I think I'm going to do it at the top. Okay. We're going to glue this. Put glue across that sticky for sure. And you don't have to be a maniac gluing this on because the whole thing's going to be all glued anyway. So I said the top. Didn't do a very good job inking it in that one little corner. Okay, and remember they're both top pockets. So now we're going to cover the back of this one. Let's see how that looks. We'll put it up here so you see that mushroom. I like that. And then we'll have our little flipper, our little spinner here, and it won't matter if it sticks out a little bit here because remember the manila folder actually goes out to there. I have glue all over my finger from when I was doing the mixing and I had my finger on the end of the bottle and I was tipping it back and forth. Looks like there's a little bit of glue right there. Oh, that's right, it squished out when we put it through the Big Shot, remember? We've got some stuff we're going to put on them anyway. We're going to be using some of this. You know, it's not lace, it's paper. And you can find it in on Amazon in the ribbon section because they use this to wrap around the part where your hand goes when you're holding a bouquet, when like in a wedding, things like that. And the great thing about this is since it's paper, we can ink it. So we don't have to leave it white. So we'll be using some of that. I haven't cut the words out yet. I did print the ephemera. And as soon as I get done with this video, then I'm going to start working on the ephemera. And then we can figure out what we're going to do. All right, so let's take a look at this. This is going to be together. So I'm going to want the one that's on the outside. Or do I? I'm not sure I like those colors together. I do want this color on the back of the other one then. And then, yeah, I definitely don't like that. Oh, is this is similar to the one on the front. Let's see. I have a little bit of a crooked cut there, don't I? So we could put that here and use this as a writing area. Okay. We'll put that on the back of the other one. I need to do some inking right there, don't I? Come up the same way here. No. Looks like I just missed a spot because of the flap. Because where we cut it off. Remember, we're going to the longer. To kind of make it dark so I can see it. Okay. I don't know, I think I said this a couple times before already, but I really like this gathered twigs color with this. Cover up where I didn't quite get the white off on that spot. Now we don't have to worry about this because it's going to be glued to the paper. However, if we glue the paper across, we're going to make the pocket this much narrower. So we need to glue this instead at the top. So we don't need to glue the top. We just need to glue the other 4 sides, or other 3 sides. You know, those other 4 sides on our rectangle. Okay, so now that should give us our full pocket, which it does. Gives us our full pocket. Whoops, we gotta wait till that glue dries though. But that way it goes all the way over to here and it doesn't get cut off right here. Oh, I forgot it's Saturday night. People are outside. There are people outside. The wee hours of the morning. So now let's put our magnet on. Because I tested it and it did look like it was going to like kind of stick out if we didn't. Come on, magnet. Here's the magnet for the other side. And I just drew the circle, you know, in an estimate, but it looks like it's pretty close to where I want it. Look at my hands shake. Coffee. Okay, so we've got that on. So now we'll paper the back of this. Oh, we haven't papered the insides. I was like, and then we'll be done. We'll glue it on there. Now on this, I'd almost rather have something with the image on this side. But this isn't going to be wide enough. If I bring it in so that we have an image there, then we're not going to have the border thing here next to each other, which is nice because then it looks like a page. That's all right. But we want to put it, do we want the corner or do we want the top? We want the top. This just doesn't look dark enough. Oh, the acetate. Made it shiny. And I was like, what is wrong with that color? So, oh no, the acetate stops down here. I guess it was just a little light. Okay. Versus a big light. It's just a little light. So we want to line these two papers up. Because we want it to look even across. We want it to look that way anyway. And this part doesn't matter. We'll put a little pocket or a belly band or something. We'll put something on here. It isn't going to be just a writing area. I think we'll make a pocket. I don't like that. That's too much going on. What about... that kind of might work. Okay, let's ink everything. And we'll do the insides. So I got this new little throw blanket from Temu. I ordered it and it showed it, you know, with like a throw thing with the size of where you would sit up and curl up with it around your legs and stuff. And I thought, okay, that's cool. I just use that on top of my other little throw blanket that's a little bit bigger, and that'll give me double throw. Plus it was decorated for fall. It had these really pretty bluish green, pale like turquoisey bluish green kind of pumpkin on it, and is real pretty. And so I ordered it, and then I got it, and the darn thing covers my whole twin bed. No kidding. No kidding. I think it was something like, was that $8, $10, something like that at the most. It's unbelievable. And it's so soft. So soft. Okay, let's double check this. Let me put it up here. No, Oz. He's sitting there whining at me. It's 2:30 in the morning. Okay. Now we want to do the same thing here. We want to glue this on here. And then on the paper, we'll glue the other 3 sides. You know, I think I've been doing this wrong all the way up until like just now. And I couldn't figure out why the pockets were so skinny. I was trying to slide it a little bit and it stuck right to that acetate and didn't want to move. There we go. There's just that little teeny spot of white right there and it's driving me crazy. And we want to put our pocket on. Where'd our pocket go? Okay, we want it to go this way. Right? Mm-hmm. And then I'll make a writing card for it and get the glue off of there. What's it with the glue? Oh, it's because I thinned it out. Okay. Let's get the insides done. You know, it would have been nice to do the inside before I glued the sides shut. We should have done the insides first. We can still do them, obviously. But it isn't going to be near as easy. It was so silly. Can't believe I left that for last. Oh well. Such is life. Well, that's going to look nice. Now, I don't have to use the whole piece. I might be able to have enough to cover the other. Alright, so the top of the pocket is here. Well, that's pretty close, isn't it? So I'm going to make it very close. There's our other half. Oh, see, that's going to look nice. Okay. And then I usually make the cards off camera too. To make the width for your card, you do it exactly like I just did this. You just stick the edge in here, slide it over like this, mark it up and down, okay, and then trim it, and then just keep trying it. Trim it, try it, trim it, try it. It's a little different if you need to center an image or whatever, but just for your basic, just a card, which I'm going to have to look through the papers and see what I want to use. I didn't set anything aside. Could have been gluing. Could have been gluing the whole time I was yapping. Well, you don't have to glue the bottom. It makes it easier to slide it in too. Technically, you only have to glue the top. Technically. And this is why. There we go. Is it straight? Yep, I guess so. Okay, and then we'll just make our card. Flip this over. We have the same fun issue. Yeah, that's definitely not going to be big enough, is it? So we'll do the same thing. Put it in like this. Make a mark where the edge of the, just inside the edge of the paper, because you know it's glued. Cut it for the width. See, the thing I didn't tell you about the dog sitting here staring at me is that I give him breakfast and take my medicine at 3:30 in the morning. So he's like, hey, it's getting close. He starts about an hour ahead of time, wanting to know when it's time. That should go in there. I think it's just catching on the acetate. Maybe not. Yep, we just got to trim a little bit more on. Now with this one, since the pocket is so far down, excuse me and my hair, I may go ahead and see how that almost caught on there. I may go ahead and just leave it at the level so that way when you open it up, you'll see this. Well, let's just leave it like this, but we're definitely only going to glue the top on this one. It's kind of sticky down there at the bottom. I don't want to have to try to push glue through there. And the reason we only have to glue the top It's because the cards are going to be coming in and out, so they're not going to bother the sides and the bottom. Yeah, could you imagine doing this one with glue? It's going to be a little squirrely that way when we make a card too. So could double check this. I think it's just kind of tight. Just gonna open that corner up a little bit. Make it a little easier to get the card in and out. There is that same hair. It attached to me and did not let go. Let's make sure this one's open. Now we could have glued this to where the card didn't go all the way down. Uh-oh, this glued shut. There we go. See? Good thing I decided to come back and check it. I think we could use that corner right there open just a little bit more. Because it doesn't look like it's... See right there? Yeah, see, it's glued right there. That's all right. I'm not going to force it. I'll end up poking this through the paper. So we'll just make sure our card is, you know, just that long. It doesn't matter. As long as it doesn't fall down inside. I haven't decided if we're going to have tabs or if we are going to just leave a, you know, the edge out to where you can pull it in and out. I think we'll probably have tabs. Here's some cream colored tabs that I made. Okay, let's glue this to this. And then we'll put our spinner on. It's just a brad, so it's no big deal. And we just use our pokey tool. Or we can use the smaller hole on our crocodile, which I may do. I want to take a chance on tearing it after all this work we've done. That doesn't get it off. That just smears it to where it dries really fast. Okay, we wanted it even with the top. That way we can see the mushroom. I like it. And we'll put something up here, one of the leaves. Or I've got some, like I said, some dried flower. And I think I'm going to try maybe to put some along here. And then maybe we'll put a word with this paper behind it in this lower corner. Okay? Because that's going to be our main cover decoration, is this piece right here. So now let's get, need our glue anymore right now. We need to put the magnet on the back of the paper first before we forget. No. That was easy enough. And all that is just to kind of keep this back side from popping up when we put the spinner on this side. Now, I could use this bigger one, couldn't I? Don't want it to go out over the window. Didn't think about that. I think I want it about here. And I think we will need that size instead of the middle-sized one. Because by the time we put a card and stuff on there, it's going to be pretty fat. Yeah, and you see how far uphill that goes, and it doesn't touch the paper. Whereas this one, when you lay it on here, the center is far enough out that it almost touches the paper. Right, so let's put it to where the point is between the leaf and the window. Let's draw a circle. Or a dot. And put this on the smaller hole. Punch it out. And we'll take this. We'll take the little brad that comes with it. These are Tim Holtz, and they call them spinners because they're not really, they're like the spinners on the game, Spinner? What is that name? What is the name of that game? You know, the one where you spin the thing and it has the colors. You sit down. Twister. Wow. I'm not getting old at all. I really am not. Not at all. My brain is fried. Let's put a piece of tape over that. That looks cool. I like that. Now we'll add this to the front. Or will we? Do we want this on here while we're trying to work? You know, it's going to happen to us throughout the whole book, so we might as well. This is going to be like this. And then we can decorate that. Hey! Hey! We didn't do anything to this. And I see the opportunity for one more pocket, if you know what I mean. So, I think we'll glue this on. As a pocket. And we can put a big old long card here. And when this is open, you can take the card out and you can open this way. Looks awful loose, doesn't it? Well, it's the size of the brad. Let's take this tape off and take a look. You know what I mean? It just seems, well, that's why they're called spinners, isn't it? Oh, that's a lot better. You don't want it to not turn at all, but I didn't really want it to flop around. Okay. So we will still have to do some work on this, obviously, but I will finish it off camera. Except for we'll come back and do the I knew that didn't look right for some reason. So now I've got the spinner in the wrong spot. No, we don't. Okay. Whew. Wow. Did we get lucky or not, or what? But now we should have put it up here. We should have put it up here. We'll make 2 cards. We'll make 2 cards. We'll make 1 card for here. And that'll make it look like there's a reason that the spinner's down there. See, it should have been up here because this is the front. I was looking at it as if this was the front and the spinner had to go here. Okay, so we've got that. So now we're going to glue this on as a pocket. And then I'll need to make 4 cards, 5 cards. So see, just in this one thing, we're going to have 5 cards. This is just what I would call a side stack, sort of. And then that'll hold that card in, see? And then I'll have to think about that part on the inside. We could just leave it a writing space. Once we take the card out. Well, the reason it looks so empty is because this is a writing space. So if we made this into something like a side pocket, a side pocket, It doesn't match that though, really, does it? I don't think I like that. All right, I'll put something here. I wonder if we have. We don't have a big enough scrap of this. That would have been perfect to match the rest of it. Okay, I will get the other piece of this out, I guess. If we just put a tuck. Or 2 pockets. That's what I'll do. That's what we'll do. Okay, I'll do that off camera because we're out of time. So what I'm going to do, and this is what you should do, is make a card for here. Another card that's big enough to just lay across there. The 2 side pockets here to put 2 cards in. We've got some ephemera that'll probably work. Then you're going to need a card for here, a card for here, and a card for here. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 1 for in here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. Look at that, all in just that little space. Okay, so that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.